Right, and we are back for another episode of Mob Psycho. I know it's been a couple I think it's been well over a week. For anyone who's kept up, the past couple of days have been a little bit hectic. So I'm trying to get back in the rhythm of it. Hopefully, we're able to start uploading consistently again. Um, Last episode of Mob Psycho, what happened? What happened? It's been a while again. Like I know it might not have been a while as far as like upload time, but there are some instances where I record it a couple of days before I upload it. Let's see what happened last episode. So last episode was again Emmy didn't come out. That's been like a major. I've just been wondering, is are we ever gonna see her? Like she was like she came out in episode 1 and that episode hit hard, and so I'm just like kind of just like I can't help but notice that my camera is still moving at all kinds of angles. Sorry about that, everybody. Small time YouTuber problems. Um, but yeah, so Emmy has still not come out, and that was kind of like one of the Emmy was, if I'm being honest, one of the biggest reasons that I was so excited to continue Mob Psycho. I've made it no I haven't really pussyfooted around the fact that I really hated season 1. I thought it was overhyped. I thought it was like a failure on all fronts. I can't help but notice I'm not center screen. Sorry about that, everybody. But again, I'm just some guy who is trying, who is getting back in anime, and I just want to like have some kind of anime friends. None of my friends in real life are anime fans. In fact, they all hate anime. And I'm just like, "What's wrong with you guys? Fucking nerds, dude. You don't like anime?" Okay. Last episode. So we know that Reagan and Mob were hunting. Yes, there we go. Yes, 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 yes. Okay, so Reagan, he was assigned to hunt all of the urban legends in Japan, and he gets like a big payout at the end. I don't know if he actually like expects to kill them all, but he's kind of just like going along with the flow, which is what he usually does. He's a con man, so whatever opportunity presents itself, he sort of goes with it to see how he could benefit himself with that said opportunity. And so last episode he got approached by the oldest looking fucking college students I've ever seen in my life. And they're like, "Oh, hey, we're about to graduate. We are 22 years old." I'm like, "No, you're not." Like, what? You guys look like you're pushing 50. But yeah, okay. So they said that they went into the forest probably to get high or like vape or whatever the hell like people do these days. And they got inklings of spirits, so they wanted to hire Reagan services, which inevitably causes Mob to come along because Mob looks at Reagan as. Ugh. So this is what I still don't know. I don't know if Mob looks at Reagan as a father figure, an older brother figure, or just like a genuine male figure. And for guys, okay, maybe for girls, you guys can understand this, but for guys, you guys know there's a big difference, a huge, huge difference between the three. There is a humongous difference between a father figure, an older brother figure, and then just like a genuine male role model. There is a humongous difference. So I'm really curious to see how Mob looks at Reagan. Maybe he doesn't even look at Reagan as like any of those. Maybe he just looks at him as a confidant, right? Because he has psychic powers, and Reagan is lying to Mob that he has psychic powers, so maybe he just kind of like sees him as an amiable, you know, spiritual figure. But yeah, so last episode was really cool because they hired Reagan to exercise inklings of spirits that they sensed. It turns out that yeah, there were spirits in that forest, but it was spirits of a family of good people who got killed way too early, and so they were just kind of like chilling in the forest, trying to live out what they wished had been their real lives. And so when Reagan asked Mob, "Hey, let's, go ahead and exercise them, and we'll collect the payout," Mob was kind of just like, "Are I don't know, like we don't really have to exercise them, right? I mean, they're not doing anything." And then Reagan was kind of like pressing the matter, but eventually, thankfully, Reagan understood, like, hey, actually, Mob is able to equally see spirits as he does humans. So Mob, who has lived his entire life with these powers, has always seen spirits in the same plane as humans. And so by asking him to essentially kill these innocent people, he was pretty much telling Mob, like, "Hey, become a murderer for a couple $100." And so like it sucked to see Mob hella internally struggle, because that kind of just like it, it it emphasizes how lost Mob is in his own world, that he would internally struggle between killing an innocent person and not killing an innocent person, just because his role model, um because we still don't know what he is, Reagan, his role model said, "Hey, do this." I- and it's just like, ah, man. Like, I understand that the series is Mob Psycho. I understand that the series is Mob trying to find himself, but it was just really painful to see like freaking Mob just like struggle that hard. Like, I didn't really understand that that was how he saw humans and spirits until this episode, and I'm really glad this episode happened, just because it gives us that like that vantage, right? Like, so whatever that we see from this point on, we're gonna sort of levy it as to like he sees spirits exactly how he sees humans. So I'm really glad this episode came about. I really want to see Emmy, because again, like, yeah, the spirit stuff is cool. Last episode was really cool. Um, but I really just want to see how I just want the psychic stuff to be a backdrop to how Mob is in the human world, because that just seems more interesting than the opposite, whereas like Mob's a high school student in the psychic world. Like, okay, like, come on, man. Like, we want to see this guy struggle as a human, because we're humans. Yes, he might be super powerful. Yes, his slippery slope might be like worse than any of our slippery slopes, but that's what we want to see. Like, we want to see him like weigh like the pros and the cons of that. So I really hope we get back to the high school stuff. I don't consider Subomi an interesting character. I was never really invested in Mob's love for Subomi. It's sort of been superficial from the get-go. That's kind of why I was just like really excited when Emmy came along, because that seemed like a genuine connection. And I'm really hoping we get her more, but at this point, I had to say I've given up hope of Emmy coming back, which is a real bummer. But I hope it can make me appreciate it in a different way. But yeah, without further ado, because it's been so long, let's continue with Mob Psycho. Here we go. Oh my god, dude. Mom's haircut. I have not commented on that. Holy crap. Why the bowl cut? How does his brother let him go out with that bowl cut when he has like a fresh, like, I don't mean this in like an offensive term, but like, we as anime fans know very well like the Japanese hairstyles or the Asian culture hairstyles. And it's just like, bro, why is his little brother letting him walk around with that? Yeah, that's their version of the school shooter haircut. But like, god dang it, man. Can't you let Mob have like the freshest cut? I mean, for at least a season. Like, I don't know if it's still true right now, but I want to say like the like quintessential hairstyle of the hmm. Damn, so they're all like psychics? Everyone in that room? It's a lot of teddy bears. Yeah, it is going too far that he has her behind a metal curtain. There's a lot of stuffed animals. I mean, yeah, that's kind of like a trope of the possessed genre, whether it's like exorcism stuff, like any kind of like whenever there's a child possessed by a deity of some kind, there's always like stuffed animals. So I guess it's just playing to a trope. But I am interested to see. I am because Reagan is such a con man. I'm wondering like how many of these people are fake. Oh my god, that's the first bonus you've been. Mob, you mother. Oh my god. You want to impress Sabomi? Tell her that you're like getting paid like relative to your age bank. Like, Subomi seems like a super practical, which is like a nice way of saying superficial person. So I'm sure if you tell her like, hey, yeah, my powers are no big deal, but I'm actually using that to my advantage to gain, monetary stature in this world. And she'll probably be like, that's very mature of you to make yourself as rich as possible. I think I'll date you. Which, I mean, you can't blame people for thinking that way. You cannot blame a girl for wanting to go for the best guy that she could possibly get. Like, I'm not trying to paint it in that light. People are always gonna like go for the best person that they could possibly get, right? So you can't blame a girl for doing that. It it's it's a give and take. Like we know how guys can be. At the same time, it we know that not every guy is like that. But it just sucks that like the world has come to a condition where like they can literally like levy that and then it'll just be like blindly followed. Is that like I know anime as a whole, especially shonen, likes to use that trope to like boast the male protag, which is to say like shonen anime always like makes a girl almost get raped and then the guy saves her and then like, oh, the guy's hella good. So it's kind of like playing to to that same sort of affection. Yes. Yes. A con man knows a con artist, bro. All right. That's cool. I like what they did there. Very cool, Mob Psycho as a series. Again, like season 2 so far has proved so much better than season 1 in every freaking possible way, dude. Oh my god, season 1 was so bad. Oh, he's gonna die, isn't he? He's gonna die. He's gonna die. He's gonna die. He's gonna die. I'm assuming these are Japanese culture references that I'm not understanding. Even that buff guy flexing his bikini. I'm assuming that's something in Japanese culture that I'm not understanding. Oh, shoot. Did he say que? He said que. He he spoke Spanish as he was getting messed up. ¿Qué cosa? No entiendo lo que está pasando. Oh my lord. That's so funny. Yeah, yeah, I was gonna say, I think you just like shoved your knee into to knock him. Oh shit. Oh,
何が目的で女の子に取り付いてんだ。生前もロリコンだったのか。止まらない。みのり、もうやめなさい。パパが
Okay, he's gonna die. Frick. He's definitely gonna die. Yep. Dang it, man. Well, I mean, at least someone is actually dying in this series now. I'd have to say, this is giving like way more different vibes than the previous couple of episodes has. So I'm wondering if this is like the takeoff for this season, where like whatever follows this episode is gonna be in the same sort of vein as this episode, so to speak.
でも人形の関節はどうだ。すごい。子供かと思ったらなんてパワーだ。いや、憑依どころか融合しかけてる。失敗した。
What?
師匠、状況がもっと悪くなりました。
What happened?
強いってのか。はい。
Oh, what?
前よりも生き生きしてやがる。
Oh wow. Okay. I want to say we've never seen someone actually stronger than Mob. What the hell? Okay, he's posing. That's whoa. It's no use. I can't move. You don't need this body. What the? Okay, my bad. I thought he was posing with his usual flair. Okay, so how are they gonna get into her though? Like, I know a main plot point of this series has been Mob is always holding back, but this kind of is sort of building to a point where I don't think Mob can hold back. So I'm wondering if we're gonna see like the full extent of his power. Why is he naked and the other man is fully clothed? I do not know, but I'm willing to see exactly what he's packing, so to speak.
人間が持つ最大の特徴がその豊富な感情だ。感情があるから繁栄も